old as time, true as it can be. Barely even friends, then somebody bends unexpectedly. Just a little change, small to say the least, both a little scared, neither one prepared, Beauty and the Beast. Ever just the same, ever as surprising, ever as before, ever just as sure as the sun will rise. Tale as old as time, tune as old as song, bittersweet and strange, finding you can change, learning you were wrong. Certain as the sun, rising in the east, tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme, Beauty and the Beast. Tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme, Beauty and the Beast. Off to the cupboard with you now, Chip. It's past your bedtime. Good night, love.
Never made it as a wise man. I couldn't cut it as a poor man stealing. Tired of living like a blind man. I'm sick aside without a sense of feeling. And this is how you remind me. This is how you remind me.
first place. I don't support the team. I can't take direction, and my socks are never clean. Teachers dated me. My parents hated me. I was always in a fight 'cause I can't do nothing right. Every day I fight a war against the mirror. I can't take the person staring back at me. I'm a hazard to myself. Don't let me get me. I'm my own worst enemy. Spell you and know yourself. So irritating. Don't wanna be my friend no more. I wanna be somebody else. I wanna be somebody else. LA told me you'll be a pop star. All you have to change is everything you are. Tired of being compared to damn Britney Spears. She's so pretty, that just ain't me. So doctor, won't you please prescribe me something? Living the life of someone else, 'cause I'm a hazard to myself. Don't let me get me. I'm my own worst enemy. Spell you and know yourself. So irritating. Don't wanna be my friend no more. I wanna be somebody else. Yeah. Don't let me get me. I'm my own worst enemy. Spell you and know yourself. So irritating. Don't wanna be my friend no more. I wanna be somebody else. Doctor, won't you please prescribe me something? A day in the life of someone else. Don't let me get me.
Both of you go out there together.
Oh my God! Come on, ready? No, I won't go. You don't want to go.
It ain't lightning, is it? Hey, is it lightning?
Come on, go in that right there. What? Right there. No, go to the road. Whoa.
Just go to the street light and back.
Ready?
Go with her, man. It won't be good without you. Don't slide.
So wet. Why did this jump in the pool? You pay attention. Oh, no.
Two extremely immature people.
And coming up later today, Golden Light is no more.
Your dog attacked her cat, her
stated that my dogs are chasing her.
This is Curtis Court, where the people are real, the cases are real, and the judgments are final.
All rise. Curtis Court is now in session. The Honorable James Curtis tonight. Hello, Your Honor. This is a case of Arnold versus Jenkins. This is a case about a woman suing her neighbor for $3,000.
According to the complaints, the plaintiff and defendant and the incidents happened a mere 23 feet from one another. What that told me, Anthony, was it? Apparently there wasn't enough room between these two because the plaintiff is here in court today suing for the death of her pet, her cat. And she said the defendant's dog is the one that did it. Now she wants to sue for that recovery of those expenses. Ma'am, Ms. Arnold, tell me how this happened.
It was a beautiful sunny day, and old Michael's right by my right ankle. I look at you're kind of wandering. I probably go this way, stick with me, kind of go that way, taking care of the plants. And about a minute before, I'd seen at the farmer out of Tyrone Jenkins, who I'd met the week before.
To the defendant.
Tyrone Jenkins, yes. I saw Tyrone around the corner, and I kind of go down again. I don't know where he went. And then in 45 seconds or so, a dog bounded into my house very fast, and I run him down under that split rail fence, and right at my foot, right at my cat, by the neck, and his mouth was big compared to her.
The cat was never in the yard. The cat was never inside the yard.
So,
The cat was
definitely
all
inside.
common ground, so
He
that's not
grabbed the
true.
cat, I thrashed the cat. I was screaming and screaming and screaming to make him open his mouth and drop the
First of
cat.
all, when I got there, the dog didn't even have the cat. And according to the people who witnessed what happened up the hill from where she stayed, the dog grabbed the cat and let it go. Well, wait a minute. Let's just do it in this issue right now. Your dog attacked her cat. Her cat is now dead as a result of that attack. We all agree on that? Okay, let's take it from there. The plaintiff says she saw you out the corner of her eye. Is that correct? Were you on the property prior to this attack? Yeah. Were you on your property? I was on our property. Take me from there. Something happened. The dog got out of the enclosure. Tell me what you were doing. The cat came out. The cat was off her property in the common area where the dog was supposed to be walked at. Her cat was over there by the fence where the dog was, okay? The dog got agitated. I was loose. I had the other dogs on chains. I was watching the dogs at the time. I wanted to get a towel out the door to dry the dog. The dog ran outside the gate and grabbed the cat. This is common area. This is where dogs are walked at, okay? Okay. This is where the dog grabbed her at. How do you know that? Because when I came to get the dog was standing over the cat. Okay? She was in her yard. Now, did you witness the attack at all, or did you come out after it was over? When I got there, the dog was putting the cat down, and she was swimming to the top of her lungs, talking about the dogs killing her, the dogs biting her, the dogs nowhere near her. Okay. All right. We have some videotape of an argument or something to that effect. You want to show me now?
Yes.
Okay. Let's look at the tape.
Excuse me, this is Con's area. I paid for this. I paid for this. I paid for this. I paid for this. Step inside of your yard. I'm not stepping inside of your yard. I was out here taking care of my flowers and taking care of my shirt. This, the dog is out here in the common area.
All right, what area are we seeing right here? This is the green where the chair is. That's the common area. Her chair is next to my fence in common area.
Next on Curtis Court, Heather and Amy Arnold plead their mother's case.
Ms. Arnold, number one, did you ever know about anybody in the neighborhood saying that your cat was sort of roaming around?
The only place that he would go out is the little common area, the double walkway that you saw.
Color of your teeth. Introducing new Arm & Hammer Advanced White Toothpaste. Whiter teeth, 1-2 guarantee. If you are planning to be in the New York Tri
the nation. That's unacceptable. Now to Congressman Etheridge wants more federal involvement in our schools. He trusts Washington bureaucrats to make decisions that affect our children. Not me. I'll work to see that 95% of all federal education dollars are returned to states and local schools. There's a big difference between Bobby Etheridge and me. I'm Doug Haynes, and I trust you to know what's best for your children.
We already pay the highest tax rates in the Southeast. But Al Gore and Mike Easley are both proposing huge government spending increases. And both refuse to sign the no tax increases pledge. George Bush and I oppose tax increases. Of course, we don't need bigger government to solve our problems. We need better government. I'm Richard Benru, candidate for governor, and I sponsored this ad.
George Bush, Richard Benru.
We'd like to know what you think about Curtis Court. Log on to our website at www.curtis-court.com to participate in our viewer survey. And now, Curtis Court is back in session.
Did you incur expenses as a result of that, ma'am?
Well, I have the $110 for the cremation, and the previous partner is over $300. This is the result of the cremation.
Young ladies, do you live there? What are your names?
My name's Amy Arnold.
Arnold? All right, Ms. Arnold, number one. Did you ever know about anybody in the neighborhood saying that your cat was sort of roaming around? Your mom's cat?
No, Golden Mike stayed in our enclosure, the only place that he would go out was the little common area, the little walkway that you saw.
Right.
Behind, he would go there sometimes. He would go to that little common area in between. He would go around the little bush that we had next to our building. That's the only place that he would go.
Do you have a witness here, sir? Yes, sir. Ma'am? Stand up, please. What's your name? What can you add to this case, ma'am?
Here, because my mom was here, his mom was here, this is where I'm going to deliver my baby. Constantly, this woman has called the police several times and stated that our dog was chasing her. The police come, the dog is in the yard, as you see, chained up. Arguments with her back and forth.
This is since the incident.
This is since the incident. We've never had a problem. Never had a
I have seen the dogs out. I was in my room and I saw his dog run past the window and I was like, quick, grab the camera, the dog's out again. I've seen him out several times. Before the incident even occurred, I noticed the dog come into our yard, but I didn't think about it. For some reason, it didn't occur to me that we could hurt our cat. He was inside at the time.
All right. Tell me about the bills.
There's the vet bills, the cremation cost, but since he
Okay,
could
let's
not
talk about
stay,
the vet. Let's talk about the vet.
they took me right in. They let me be with the cat, even though it looked awful.
Did you incur expenses as a result of that, ma'am?
Yes, I
How
did.
much?
Well, I have the $110 for the cremation, and the previous partner is over $300. This is the result of the cremation.
Okay.
This is what I have left of Golden Mike. This beautiful, beautiful Golden Mike.
All right.
That's what's left of Golden Mike.
Okay. Court's in recess. I'll be back by word in just a moment.
Court is in recess.
Relax. Thank you very much.
Next on Curtis Court, James Curtis returns with his verdict.
He left his dog unattended. Only for 45 seconds, but like children, it doesn't take long for them to get in trouble.
demonstrated to my satisfaction that the cat, although it may have on occasion crossed your property, you haven't shown that on this occasion, even though the cat may have been in the common area. Therefore, the dog is responsible for the death of this cat. Ma'am, I understand that you made a donation to purchase this cat. How much was that?
I said I was to ask for $300 from the North Shore Animal League.
All right, and you made that donation, is that correct?
I can't make it.
Okay, very well. All right, I'm going to give you the $110 for the cremation expense. I'm even going to give you the $300 to make another donation so you can have another cat, or make a donation to move the cat you can have. That is my ruling. $110 for the cremation, $300 for the donation you made for this cat. Total judgment for the plaintiff, $410. Court's adjourned.
First court is adjourned.
Next, I really don't care to speak or deal with her.
Jennifer Convertibles is celebrating the grand opening of its newest stores throughout the USA with incredible savings at all coast-to-coast locations. Jennifer Convertibles.
They're roommates and best friends, but a fight over money and Ben could tear them apart.
Good grief, what is this, playing house?
A passion for justice, decisions that make a difference. Tomorrow on Curtis Court.
Tomorrow, WRU's Morning News at 6:40. If you think the internet has changed the world, wait till it changes your house. From grocery lists to doorbells, find out how the web can do it all from your home.
Tomorrow on WRL's Morning News.
Advertising keeps actually hitting the bug. Do you really notice what they're selling?
Oh, my goodness, what do you have on? I was more looking at the guys.
WRL's Devil Morgan looks at sex and advertising. How would you react?
Friday on WRL's 11 o'clock news.
Today, prostitution is the leading cause of death among American women. It is estimated that 1 out of every 2 women will die of heart disease or stroke, and the numbers aren't much better for men. But there is a way you can help reduce heart disease by participating in the Triangle Metro American Heart Walk on Sunday, November 12th. It's a chance to be part of the solution fighting against heart disease.
Community school. Not for summer, not for a weekend, but to search for a law. This happened to over 70 young girls in North Carolina last year.
I'm Roy Cooper, and I was angry when my daughter had to be evacuated while they searched her school for a bomb. As Attorney General, I'll target school violence, work to put more police in our schools, and expand after-school activities to keep kids out of trouble. Because our children deserve better than this.
Why am I running for Chief Justice, Henry Fry?
Business Group NC3 says Henry Fry had affairs with most balanced record on the court.
Judge, I want to appoint you to Congress. No one is more honored to have more integrity.
He was a federal prosecutor. He has 17 years experience on the Supreme Court.
And he's setting the standard to protect the people's rights.
Prosecutors, trial lawyers, and police have all endorsed Fry's standards and leadership.
That's why we need to keep Henry Fry as our Chief Justice.
Because quality healthcare can make the difference. Congressman Bob Etheridge has worked for patients' bill of rights. The right to choose your own doctor. The right to see a specialist. The right rating your doctor make medical decisions. Insurance company bureaucrat. And in times of crisis, the right to go to the emergency room without question. Congressman Bob Etheridge. Because quality healthcare can make the difference.
I didn't want to do it. I really did not want to be here. I would have liked to take care of it peacefully, and I hope we can. I want to be friendly, and I feel much better to go to cat movies.
I'll keep the dog's leash for now on. I thought the verdict was fair. You know, Miss Arnold, I really don't care to speak or deal with her.
They're roommates and best friends, but a fight over money and Ben could tear them apart.
Good grief, what is this, playing house?
A passion for justice, decisions that make a difference. Tomorrow on Curtis Court.
How do you so many of these switch from toast to Thomas's English muffins?
Easy. It's the look.
It's gotta be Granny. That's enough. It's the Granny's look. Granny!
Don't get Granny's with toast.
Thomas's taste better than toast. Could be the way the milk's hold on to the melted butter. Could be the way the crannies keep things crispy. Thomas's, the nooks and crannies muffin.
Toast?
meaningless.
Not to Kimberly, it wasn't. To her, it was everything.
No, Brooke, we talked about it.
I don't want to hear any more.
Yeah, well, you're going to. Look, listen to me. Yes, I made a mistake, okay? But I made damn sure that Kimberly knew it. I didn't make love to her, okay? It was sex. It was unconscious sex, okay? Which I don't even remember. Look, I'm not going to lose you over this, okay? If you want me out of your life, that's fine. Not because of this.
Hey, there it is. Oh, come here, buddy. How you doing? How you doing? Miss your daddy? You miss me? Let me tell you something, buddy. I really miss you. I know it's only been a couple of hours. Gosh. But I sure feel as nothing without you, buddy. I feel empty without you. I've got to have you back.
No.
Amber, this is wrong. You don't belong here.
Listen to me. This is the way it has to be.
It's the way you want it to be? No. It isn't. We were making progress, Amber. You felt it. I know you did.
What do you want me to do? You want me to leave my baby alone? I won't do that.
I'm not asking you to do that. I just want you to tell me something.
What?
Can I mean something to you? I'm not just talking about friendship, Amber. I'm talking about love. I want you to tell me that you feel the same way about me as I feel about you.
I really think you should go.
Until you answer my question.
You know how I feel about it.
Then just say it. Amber, I'm gonna go nuts in that house without a good little Eric. I need you to tell me that I've got a chance, something to hope for.
Hey, Amber, look what I picked up. What are you doing here, Rick?
So your mom is the door. She's checking the story. That you two spent the night together. Thorne still doesn't know you didn't have blood. Not yet. Kimberly, you can't tell him. No, what I cannot do is lie to him, Bridget. Look. If you told Thorne the truth, you're sending him straight back into my mother's arms. They're both pining away for each other. They're looking for an excuse to get back together. And my mother has to believe that Thorne is falling for you. But he's not going to tell her that. I mean, he's going to tell her the complete opposite. That you just slept together. I mean, if that's what he's like to believe. Well, look, I just need a little bit more time with Thorne. I don't want a relationship with peace on the line. Kimberly, it's only going to be like that for a little while. Once Thorne's in love with you, this won't be a thing. Once he's in love with me. And that's so badly. Then you know what you have to do. I hate dishonesty, Bridget, and I'm a terrible liar. Especially for somebody that I love. Okay, then don't talk about it. When you're with Thorne, just avoid the topic. I want to hate you if you ever find out the truth. Maybe
that has to deal with mothers or stepmothers, because the last film was
Well,
stepmothers,
I also
and
did
daughters.
Pretty Baby
Yeah.
and Lorenzo's Oil, and I've done a
So you
bevy
do a
of
lot that have
moms.
to do with moms and
Well,
kids.
some of the more interesting people are moms.
Yeah.
You know.
You
So
said-
I'm not going to rule out that whole category. I figure if no one else wants to go there, I'll do it.
Well, so far you are, and you're going strong, and
Yeah.
everybody else is going to want to do it. You know, when we talked last year, one of the things that I had not known is that you were told you could not have children, that you had a particular condition called
Endometriosis.
Yeah. So when you got pregnant with Ava, what did it mean to you?
Well, I wasn't trying to get pregnant. I just had kind of accepted it. I'm the oldest of 9, and I'd raised a lot of kids, and my sisters all, I mean, there's 17 cousins. I mean, there's lots of kids in the family, and I was busy, and I think one of the reasons I became even more politically active and going to Nicaragua and everything was because I wanted my life to have more meaning. I'd kind of conquered a certain level in my career, and it was demystified, and so I wasn't looking to get pregnant, and I hadn't been using birth control for years, and then I suddenly got pregnant, and I thought, well, this little soul really wants to be here. You know, I'm sure everything's going to be fine if this person can get through this medical condition. And I thought, well, if the dad wants to help, that's fine. If not, we'll be cool, just the two of us. And so I thought, and of course, getting pregnant completely cured me of
and then
the
you had 2
condition.
other
And
children
then
with Tim Robbins.
and both of them were surprises also.
Really?
So what's wrong with me that I didn't?
Yeah, maybe you should read.
Coming? I don't
Susan,
know.
maybe you should read one of those sex books
I
that
guess I
I said
should
with little
look,
just
I
yeah.
thought I got it, but I was like 38 or 39 when I had Eva, and I was 45 when I had my third, so I've just been so blessed and so lucky. And what was really great about it was that by that time, I'd done just about everything I could short of dying, and they weren't in any way in competition with my life, so I was very happy to sit back and stay home and not go out, and I just found them
Sit
hysterical.
home, you make movie after movie.
But I hardly ever, there aren't that many. It just seems that way, because some of them take 2 weeks.
So
I've
you
got a
can
great
plan
job.
your life, yeah.
Yeah, and during the school year, I only work in the city unless it's really something special.
Yeah, and you live here in New York City.
I live here.
Yeah.
And so a lot of my family's around, and so it's really it's a great
So you have what we call a balanced
occupation.
life.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
Oh.
I always feel overwhelmed. Any working mom, I mean, I just
It's
adore women, and I think that, even if your job is just in the house, you're overwhelmed all the time, just trying to, remember everything. I've completely lost my ability to prioritize. I can't read the multi-million-dollar offer. I'm making the list. Tonight I have the potluck dinner at my house for the first and second grade.
Oh, boy.
So I'm like, well, can I really do this show today? I don't know, because I have to get the flowers and get the house cleaned up. And
Tell you what, we'll buy the flowers.
Would you?
Cheap we are, but we'll buy the
Excellent.
flowers.
All
Okay, we'll tell us what you want. Listen, we have a few working women who want to come out and talk with you, too. It's a great relief to find that you don't have it all in order. It makes all of us feel a little
and I
better.
think the lesson that you have to learn as a parent, the first thing I tell people is just forgive yourself for not being perfect, and forgive, and have your kids learn that you're not going to be perfect too, and then you can apologize to them, and they can apologize to you. It makes it much easier than when my mom was trying to do everything with 9
With
kids.
9 kids.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be back with my 3 perfect pals to continue to talk to Susan Sarandon, so stay with us.
Drug addiction, cancer. He had 2 strikes against him, but when the smoke cleared, he was putting on the World Series ring. Baseball great Darryl Strawberry and his wife Cherise sit down with Star for an inspiring heart-to-heart.
Mr. Gecko.
This is my final plea. I am a gecko, not to be confused with Geico, which could save you hundreds on car insurance. So stop calling me.
Geico. A 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance. At Geico Auto Insurance, we handle your claim quickly, so you don't have to bum a ride to work. Geico. A 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
The store is now open! Welcome to the Sesame Street Surprise Sounds Play Store. The talking register teaches numbers, colors, foods.
Let's shop for the cheese. Uh-oh, that's the pickles. You're right, that's the cheese.
Big sale, aisle 1.
Yeah! How much is this? $5, please. Fine.
There's dollars, coins, and more.
Here's my credit card.
Thank you.
The Surprise Sounds Play Store from Sesame Street. Welcome to our neighborhood.
Hurry and see what's coming your way. The driest of diapers arrives today. Improved Huggies Supreme. Huggies makes the driest diapers of all because their Breathe Dry system now lets twice as much fresh air in to keep skin drier than any other diaper. Huggies Supreme Diapers, the ultimate in care for you. For skin that stays dry, stays healthy too.
Why did I start using Dimetap to treat her colds? Because my doctor recommended it. But why have I kept using it? Because it works. Year after year after year. So now, I know what to do when he gets sick. Yay.
Dimetap. Doctor recommended, proven at home. And for adult head colds, try Dimetap Extend Tabs.
Hey, why is everybody smiling? Because they're trying extra sugar-free gum. Extra's great flavor lasts longer than ever. Try Extra, and you can enjoy some extra moods, put out some extra effort, even show some extra affection. And the flavor will last right through. Extra's flavor lasts so long, you can even make some extra twists and turns. So, what are you waiting for? Try Extra. Why? The flavor you love lasts longer than ever.
Mom says the whole family should help out with dinner, so she gave everyone a job. My job's making Welch's Juice Makers, but it's not too hard. See, Welch's Juice Makers is a concentrate, but it's not frozen, and it comes in all kinds of great flavors. This is Cherry Sensation. It's 100% juice, and everybody loves it. We drink a lot of Welch's Juice Makers around here. I guess that means I help out a lot.
Paul Lassiter handles the pressure of City Hall, no problem. His shot on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire should be a breeze.
So what's your answer?
D.
D.
It's all new. Then the real Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. See it tonight on ABC.
For God's sake, Peter!
Tomorrow, how to spot the fakes and make sure you're getting the real deal. It's Real or Fake, live on an all-new View.
That's what I like about the
ABC Daytime.
Hey!
With Susan Sarandon, and one of my favorite parts of the movie is funny because, of course, I can identify with it. Has to do with shoes. Adele is a nut, and she thinks that you have to look a certain way. And one of her lines has to do with, you can't meet Mr. Right wearing the wrong shoes.
Yeah, what a tragedy that would be.
Of course, I, of course, laughed out loud at that point because I thought, she's a brilliant woman. What do you remember what article of clothing you were wearing when you met Tim?
Oh, yeah, they all remember. I had flown in from Italy, and it was a very humiliating experience because I had to pay my own way. Nobody wanted me for the part in Bull Durham, and nobody wanted him either. And we were all in this office, and I had to read through the whole script with Kevin Costner for the director as an audition, and I'd been working for years and blah, blah, blah. So I took the entire flight from Italy over to convince myself that it wasn't a humiliating experience. I got off the plane, I dyed my hair, I had a red striped dress on and red Fluxney pumps. Oh, I guess I can't say that. But anyway, little high heels, and everybody remembers what I wore that day, because then I turned around and got back on the plane and left, and by the time I landed and got to where I'd been living in Italy, they called.
You had the job, and you had the man.
No, not yet.
But
I remembered he was very tall. That's all I remembered. I kind of bumped into him in the lobby, but then we became friends during the filming, and eventually...
By the way, it was the pumps.
It could have been the pumps, but I don't think the men see down that far.
Girl, they look up and down.
I think I think women notice the shoes. I'm not so sure that
Can I just clear something up? Because I said that Tim Robbins is your husband because you've been together for so many years, and he isn't your husband, but he is your what? lover,
My hockey
best friend,
god.
your hockey god. Oh, yeah.
He would like to be known as the hockey god, I think. We just say hockey god is home. That's what we say.
I think the audience would be interested to hear about these rejecting times you've had. That's very interesting what you just said. There you are, a big movie star. You still have to read. They still don't want you. How do you deal with all that?
Just as best I can.
Is it horrible, or do you feel strong?
No, I mean, I did it because I read the script, and it was a great script. And the reason I even got to audition was because a lot of actresses would not read.
They won't.
And I read the script, and I said, wow, this is a great script, and I should just put my ego aside and, you know, take the flight, pay my own way, and go and do it and give it a shot. And it ended up being kind of a turning point because it was such a great part.
What if you hadn't gotten the part? Do you ever think about that?
No. I mean, I suppose that was the risk that you run, and I kind of assumed I wouldn't, but just, you know, you can... I don't know. What's the point of being a movie star if it makes you confine yourself more instead? It's like not playing mothers at a certain point or not do, you know, whatever. I've done everything wrong to get my career where it is, and it's worked. So I think you just have to follow your heart and your passions and, you know, try to learn each job you can. And that's how I make my decisions, not by what, you know, you're not allowed to do TV, you're not allowed to do this, you can't play this, you can't. I mean, really.
We're not talking about just any career. What is it, 5 nominations now? And
finally, all those nuns started praying, and I got it.
5 nominations and 1 win. That's pretty impressive to me, boy.
You know, when we were talking about being 14 or 15, when you were 14 and 15, you were a very religious, speaking of nuns. You thought you wanted to be a nun.
No, I wanted to be a saint. I was bypassing.
I wanted to be a saint.
I thought that nuns, I thought there were like men and women and nuns. I thought it was like the third sex because my nuns had these habits on. You could see underneath that they'd shave their heads and they had a little bit of mustaches and they all had guys' names, so I was completely confused. And, but when I got to be older, I thought, well, you know, because we were told the communists were going to come and, like, hang us and stuff, and so I was terrified, and I used to go to bed with my rosary beads. I was so boring.
And you go from that to playing this nude in the Rocky Horror Show.
See what happens when you keep a girl
That's called transition. That was a turning thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, I fell into acting. I never studied it, so I was very lucky.
Are you still religious?
I'm spiritual. I wouldn't call. The institution of the church kind of has always been a stumbling block, and they don't stand by women very well. You know, they're not. A lot of them don't even let women to the top, and then the whole issue of birth control. I think women should have choice about if they want, with their husbands, with their religious whatever, but it should be their choice. And so, and poverty. There's a lot of things that institutional things. Just I'm not, but I consider myself a very spiritual person.
I was wondering about this character, Adele. I saw the movie. I enjoyed it.
Give the title again.
Anywhere But Here.
Right.
And she's a character who feels trapped in her life. She's stuck in a little town somewhere, and she wants to break out.
Too big for the town. Yeah.
Sounds like you.
Well, I was stuck in Queens, okay?
But you can take a subway out of Queens.
I could have gotten a subway, and I was divorced, and I was a single, just like you. I totally related to it, and I could feel the tension of wanting to just have a big life.
A lifestyle. Well, what she goes after, which is interesting, is a lifestyle as opposed to a life, which is kind of a common thing these days, you know. And her dreams, I think if she didn't have these incredible powers of denial, she wouldn't have the courage to get out. And that's why she's so fragile, is because she knows she's lying somewhere in her body about her. But she has to bluff and bluff and bluff because she wants so much for her daughter. And she makes the mistake every parent does, except in a more dramatic fashion, of wanting her dreams for her daughter and not listening to actually what her daughter wants, but wanting her kid to be safe and have options and all of those things, you know, that we all do. And then it's hard to just hold your breath and let your kid go.
It's a good family thing. Go see it with your kid, I'll tell you that. Thanks to Susan Sarandon. Anywhere But Here is playing in theaters everywhere, and look for Susan and her man in the new Tim Robbins movie, Cradle Will Rock, coming out next month, right?
Right.
Not bad. We'll be right back with my heart-to-heart conversation with Darryl Strawberry and his wife, Cherise. Stay there.
Think you can spot a fake? Well, think again. From diamonds to furs to guilt-free food. Learn the secrets of the pros about how to feel like you're indulging in sinful decadence without your wallet or waistline paying for it. Join the party on Real or Fake Day tomorrow.
Welcome to Heartburn 101, a required course if you have heartburn 2 or more times a week or aren't getting complete long-lasting relief. Frequent unresolved heartburn can signal a more serious medical condition caused by acid reflux.
With your doctor's help, you can finally get complete long-lasting relief all day and all night. Thousands who have heartburn 2 or more times a week have learned more by calling the American College of Gastroenterology at 1-800-HRT-BURN for this free video. 1-800-HRT-BURN and see your doctor.
Stop heartburn's pain for good.
Every battery says they're better. One thing's for sure. With Railback, you get long-lasting alkaline power for less money. If you don't think they're just as good, you get your money back. You heard it here first.
Ah, the holidays.
The joy.
The love.
Not the Brussels sprouts.
With Campbell's Cream of Mushroom this holiday, give your family something really special. Green bean bake. Want to enjoy a delicious holiday tradition? We have a soup for that. Campbell's Cream of Mushroom.
Most daily shower cleaners leave oily-looking residue on chrome. But Shower Shine leaves nothing but shine. Use your head and get Shower Shine from the scrubbing bubbles. They work hard after every shower, so you don't have to.
When we asked some denture wearers why they don't use an adhesive, they didn't have a lot to say.
Don't need it.
My dentures fit fine.
No problems here.
But after we gave them Fixodent, they just couldn't say enough.
It's amazing, the difference.
It's a great new feeling of security.
Comfort.
Confidence.
I just plain forget I have them.
That's because Fixodent adjusts to the unique contours of your dentures and gums, forming a thin, powerful seal for a better hold than you ever thought possible.
I could just kick myself for not doing this sooner.
Find out for yourself what it feels like to Fixodent and forget it.
You know that awful junk drawer? Well, try Railback Maximum batteries with this handy new storage pack. You'd be amazed what it does for your organizational skills.
Railback. Maximum power for less.
I was born to make you happy. I think you're just my style. Everywhere I go, telling everyone I know, baby, I love to see you smile. Everywhere I go, telling everyone I know, I love to see you smile.
The View will return in a moment here on ABC.
Last night, sure, it didn't take long for Darren Despain, Dan Diggy, and Brent Austin to rack up $128,000. But now it's Jennifer Mullins' turn. She's out to show the boys how to win the big money. Find out if she takes home the million tonight on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. All new 8:30, 7:30 Central on ABC.
One moment can make the difference between going home and going home a champion. The Road to Gold continues. Skate Canada, Sunday at 4 on ABC.
We got our first order. Wait! Does anybody know what tetracycline is? Anybody?
America's #1 pharmacy. Online. CVS.com.
Now that everybody knows about Nushan, we're looking to retire again. He's here.
I can't retire now. I have to tell folks they've improved Charmin Double Roll.
I'm seeing double.
Because it's twice as long as the Charmin Single Roll.
Double.
And stronger and more absorbent.
He's not retiring.
New Charmin Double Roll and Triple Roll, too.
Admit it, you love flowers too, if only they'd last. Finally, there's ProFlowers.com. Hand-picked by you online while still growing, ProFlowers are cut to order, then rushed from the growers direct to you. They'll bloom before your eyes and stay fresh for 7 days, guaranteed. Online or by phone, pick the flowers that are guaranteed to last. ProFlowers.com. Order by December 2nd and get free FedEx overnight delivery. Just type in free at the ProFlowers website.
More local news with Miriam Thomas on News Channel 11 ABC.
I'd just like to say to Joe, thank you for caring for me. And I love you guys.
That was baseball superstar Darryl Strawberry giving a very touching thanks to Joe Torre and the New York Yankees for sticking by him through his struggle with alcoholism, drugs, and colon cancer. But the one who has never left his side since the day they married 5 years ago is his wife, Cherise. It hasn't been easy, and they talk about it all in their new book, Recovering Life. Please welcome to my heart-to-heart, Darryl and Cherise Strawberry. Welcome to you both.
Thank you.
I guess, Cherise, I'll start with you. The vows say, in good times and in bad, in thick and through thin, in health and in sickness. And you've had it all in 5 years. What was the most difficult time, would you say?
I think the colon cancer was the most difficult because you look at somebody that, like Darryl, the way he looks physically outside, to get sick at such a young age, and then it be in the public eye and everything. That was the toughest time. And
Did
cancer
it scare you?
so scary. Yes, cancer, that word, they call it the C word, was really scary.
Darryl, throughout the whole illness, the cancer is what I'm talking about now, you continued to work in the area of baseball. Why was baseball so important, even when you're trying to face that illness down?
Well, I think because I'm a very competitive person. Sometimes we think we're Superman, you know, as athletes, and we just, if it's not an injury that's, you know, physical, as far as damaged knee or shoulder or anything like that, we just feel that we have to continue to go. We're so used to competing in competition, and, you know, you just don't want to let anyone down, and I think that was the most difficult part. I just really never took the time out to think about my health more than anything. Dealing with cancer, you know, because my mom had passed just a little bit over 3.5 years ago from terminal breast cancer. And here it is, I was diagnosed with cancer, so I said, well, I'm going to beat this no matter what. And I just kept pushing and pushing. I also ended up having another surgery in January, just before spring training, which a lot of people don't know about. They had to recut me open in the same place where I had colon cancer surgery to move out scar tissues. And I was in the hospital for 5 days, and after I got out of the hospital, I just went back to the gym and I started to work out. So it was a push to get back in, because training camp was just coming around and I wanted to be prepared for it.
You didn't want to do that retire thing, you know, say, all right, been there, done that, enough. Let me focus on health and family.
Well, I should have focused more on health and family. Like I said, my focus was on getting into camp and getting ready to come back and try to perform again. I think we don't really think about our health, and you don't really think you're going to get sick at the age of 36, 37 years old. You're going to be diagnosed with cancer, and you're going to have to go through this whole process. If that wasn't a wish for me on the Christmas list, but it sure came to me, and you know, I should have dealt with it a little bit better.
But you had somebody helping you along with dealing with it, and we just dealt with the sickness and in health, but the good times and the bad. I mean, Cherise, you've had to deal with drug abuse. You've had to deal with alcoholism as an illness. You've had to deal with arrests, and yet you stand there and you hold his hand.
Somebody has to do it. No, I think, you know, people need to know today, you know, they lose sight that marriage, you're devoted to somebody, and you don't just walk away when someone has problems. And I know Darryl as a person and his heart, and he's a good person, and we have time invested, we have children. So it was important for us when writing the book and everything to reach people, you know, to touch somebody and let them know that that you can move on and you can still, you know, learn from the bad times as well as the good times.
Cherise, where does that come from? Because it's easy, you know, for people to sit at home and judge. Yeah. Where does that devotion come from? Because, I mean, Darryl, we love him in New York, but we love him because of baseball. You love him for another reason.
That comes from my faith in God and probably the way I was brought up. So I believe that just my faith carried me, and I surround myself with a good support system, strong people, positive. I look at the positive, I don't look at the negative.
Darryl, alcohol abuse comes pretty much from your background. And I remember reading in the book that your father had the same illness, and I would call it an illness because that's what you do also. You swore to yourself, I will not be the man my father was. And yet you made the same mistakes.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, I never really thought I would turn out to be that type of person. That involve myself with alcohol and get involved with drugs. And it's a serious problem. You know, not only for me, it's for millions that suffer through the same disease that I deal with, alcoholism. Once you, I guess it was when I was a kid, I really didn't understand it. When I was young, about 13, 14 years old, and I picked up that first drink, and that first drink, I loved it. And from that point on, I just continued through that whole cycle, and the disease really progressed as you get older and the more you get involved in it. And there's only one way of surviving through this disease, and that's through a recovery program. And like I said before, I'm no different than anyone else that suffers in this disease that goes through a 12-step program and falls off the program and don't do the program the way the program is taught to us. You will relapse.
What are you doing to stay clean and sober?
Oh, well, I'm participating in my recovery one day at a time. That's all I really have, and sometimes it's 5 minutes at a time and 1 second at a time. And you participate in that day of living. I can't really worry about what yesterday was. I can only worry about what today is. I can't worry about what tomorrow brings me because tomorrow might not even make it here. And it's a very difficult role for myself and anyone else that has to deal with it.
Talk about a recovery. It's called Recovering Life. It's a really good story about faith and marriage and coming out of a place of darkness. We wish you the very best. Thanks to Daryl and to Cherie Strawberry. We'll be right back with more Hot Topics. Thank you.
Will and Grace star Deborah Messing and Nash Bridges star Yasmine Bleeth are hanging with the ladies later this week.
Of all the cool things floating around the office these days, here's one you'll really get attached to. The new Scotch brand pop-up tape dispenser. Pre-cut magic tape strips pop up one after another. You'll get more done in the office than you've ever imagined. From Scotch, great ideas that stick.
People are talking about the great taste of Vlasic pickles like never before.
Here, my dear, try a Vlasic pickle. Why, thank you, dear. Now that's the best tasting pickle I ever had.
Hey, Jimmy, want to trade? Sure. Want a Vlasic pickle? Okay. Now that's the best tasting pickle I ever had.
Vlasic pickles. Try them and you might say...
今まで耳にした中でも最も美味しいピックルであります。
There's a new game in town. You want to play? Hey, oh, there's Elmo. There it is. I got it.
Sesame Street video games available everywhere video games are sold from New Kidco.
As early light breaks through, music and dance calling you. Just need that mountain grown lift before you share your gift. Now there's rhythm and sound, making their hearts pound. The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
Just a minute.
Hey. Great couch.
Thanks.
It smells like a cat.
When your fabrics and upholstery smell bad, your whole room can smell. Now Clorox brings you a breakthrough. New Clorox Fresh Care Fabric Refresher with a patented ingredient that safely eliminates odors from fabrics, so your whole room smells clean.
Did you get rid of the cat?
New Clorox Fresh Care for your fabrics. It's a breath of fresh air.
Ask your dentist to recommend a toothpaste. Odds are it'll be Colgate Total. More dentists recommend Colgate Total than any leading toothpaste. So take your dentist's advice, unless this is your idea of relaxing. Colgate Total. It's toothpaste, only better.
We love the fishes because they're so delicious.
Oh, goldfish!
Goldfish!
Pepperidge Farm Goldfish Crackers. Baked with no artificial preservatives and cheesy, not sugary like sweet snacks.
Goldfish sighting!
Pepperidge Farm Goldfish Crackers. It's one snack that's okay to get hooked on.
There's a party going on in every bag of Goldfish Snack Mix. And with 4 crispy, crunchy combinations, things could get a little wild.
Now, an update from News Channel 11 ABC.
Good morning, everyone. Coming up on the news at noon, a member of the Carolina Panthers football team is behind bars this morning, charged with shooting a pregnant woman. We'll have a complete report. Then a convicted child sex offender prepares to go on trial again for similar charges. Find out why this case has so many parents concerned.
I'm meteorologist Chris Holman. Sunshine to cool temperatures for the next couple of days. I'll have your hometown forecast.
It's all after The View.
This is Meredith Vieira for Celebrity Jeopardy. I understand that Alex will be out any moment. Now, let me check his eyes. He's blind as a bat, this guy. Oh, my gosh. Whoa. I'm going to leave him a little note mentioning that perhaps we could work out a deal, Alex.
What is it, 2 days? It's
Coming
on
to it.
Thursday, yep. It's quite a show.
And you were good. Thanks.
Let's just say I was much better by the end than I was in the beginning. All right, that's a
And
little
better
tease.
than Star was.
Well,
Whoops.
no, not better than my sister here.
She's so full of it. She can only be better than me. I lost. Okay, and I want you to win.
Thank you.
I don't care. I want you to get up there and knock them down.
You're too good. Thank you. All right. No, wait. I got to give the results of the question of the day. Remember that topic? You were enthralled by this. Are women becoming as aggressive as men? 79% said yes, they are, while 21% said no, they are not.
And 1%,
All right, so-
Barbara, said, who gives a good...
No, I know.
Okay, on to
So
the
what
dog.
do I do about the dog?
Tell people about the dog
Okay,
in case they
Shea is
don't
this
know.
dog that was found at Shea Stadium during the playoffs of the Mets, where the Mets play. Heard about him on the radio, talked him up. Big mistake. Don't ever do that when you have children. So then, bringing home the dog. I went to meet the dog at North Shore Animal Hospital. Animal League. The dog is the size of a pony. He's huge. He's probably part Burmese mountain dog, and part shepherd, and maybe part wolf or something. He's big.
And he
hasn't peed or pooped in the house for 1 week. Of course, he's in a crate, but that's not the point. No, he's a lovely
So
dog.
what's
but
the
you know,
problem?
the problem
You
is,
want to
can
give
you-
him back.
Well,
Tell the truth. You do. I'm just cutting to the chase. We don't have a lot of time for
I'm struggling with it because I'm not going to give him back. I know me. But late at night, when he's not looking, I think it would be easier.
Maybe he'll run away.
No, I don't want him to run away.
So look,
I'm just worried when he turns 14, what will he be like?
What is he, a puppy?
He's a teenager. He's 10 months old and
He's a
growing.
puppy?
He's a big one.
Yes.
But Bash, this wonderful trainer, worked with me yesterday. He's great with Shea. If he could live with me, it'd be perfect.
Is
And
he
look,
coming
he
on the
left.
show?
He's coming on the show Thursday.
Meredith, so is
with the dog.
I thought that was Friday.
It was supposed
No.
to be, but they can't do it Friday.
Oh, wait a minute. You decided to spring this on the show. I'm off the show Friday, purposefully, because the dog was coming.
Well,
and now you're going to tell me that the dog is coming on Thursday.
Well, I didn't make the change.
And I'm not on Thursday.
You're not
and I'm
on
good
Thursday.
with dogs.
Oh, you are good with dogs.
Come on
Well,
Thursday.
Come and just meet
Let me just
Shea.
ask you something.
Yeah.
Do you think, therefore, that people should just not adopt a stray dog?
No, I
mean,
think people should.
But
I think they need
should
homes.
look at it
But I
first.
think they should don't talk it up with your kids first and make sure you can handle it.
I can't
now I got
believe
this
you are
moose.
springing this on me.
You're gonna love Shea. You're gonna
I am
love
not going
Shea.
to see Shea.
You will see Shea. You will love Shea.
She's
You
not
have no
kidding about
choice.
this,
We'll
you
be
know.
right back.
You think you're kidding. I'm not kidding.
I'm feeling special. Got a warm, sunny glow.
Introducing a Summer's Eve made just for you. New Summer's Eve Lubricating Jelly, a personal lubricant developed by a gynecologist with natural lubricants and pH balanced to address your most intimate needs.
Everything's going my way.
Summer's Eve. Enjoy being a woman.
Your clothes may be designed for the Gentle Cycle, but many regular detergents are not. Gentle Cycle Woolite is designed for the washing machine, and there's no shrinking, stretching, or fading. Trust Woolite, gentle by design.
Time for Teletubbies. Now your little ones can take the new Teletubbies Tubby Go Round Walker for a spin. Round and up and down. First steps, first friends. Discover more with Teletubbies from Play School. Look at them go!
Everybody gather around and do the cool whip. Cool whip. just wanna say, yeah, Cool Whip, have a Cool Whip holiday. Yeah, Cool Whip, Cool Whip, baby.
I swim every day, then blow dry. It's tough on my hair.
VO5 hot oil bonds to weak hair strands, leaving it up to 60% stronger and dramatically revitalized. Nothing works like Alberto VO5 hot oil.
Imagine what it can do for yours.
You are in the fight of your life. Just you against your smoking addiction, one-on-one. Trouble is, it's not a fair fight, and few people win it. But you can give yourself a fighting chance to win with Zyban. Zyban doesn't work for everyone. Zyban is part of a comprehensive program from your doctor to help you stop smoking. It's different from nicotine replacements. Zyban is the only prescription medicine that's nicotine-free, so you don't have to stop smoking all at once. As Zyban reduces your cravings, you feel like smoking less and less until you're ready to stop completely because you're ready to win. You should know there is a risk of seizure associated with Zyban. To reduce the risk, don't take Zyban if you have or have had a seizure or eating disorder, or if you take Wellbutrin. Don't take Zyban if you use an MAO inhibitor. Side effects may include dry mouth and difficulty sleeping. Ask your doctor if Zyban is right for you because it can help you quit smoking by making it a fight you can win. Zyban, you don't have to quit all at once.
Here's a little thing to think about. Your furniture never gets a day off. That's 7 days a week of constant use. And no matter how thoroughly you clean, guess what? Odors get trapped in fabrics. That's why it's time to spray Febreze. And just like that, you can make odors go away. Really go away. So your whole house will end up smelling clean. Hey, sometimes the little things make a big difference. Febreze cleans life smells out of fabrics for good.
How many emails have you written today? Do you really need to write another? Before you answer, you should know that one of the most effective deterrents to kids using drugs is parents and the time they spend with their kids.
Two star-crossed lovers.
I still care about you.
Ripped apart by jealousy.
You want to get him out of her head, and you're going to have to come up with a lot of cash to keep him out of sight.
I will get you the money.
This week, they pull out all the stops to stay in control.
Just get Christian to marry me. Now.
One Life to Live, ABC Daytime.
Wednesday on 2020, what's missing from a boy's life when his father's not always there? Do you have to be a man to raise one of America's sons? On 2020 Wednesday.
Find out later this week what happens with Star and the dog. And tomorrow, proving that you can't believe everything you see. We've got furs, diamonds, and food that look like they'd make your bank account thin and your body fat, but they're all fakes. See if you can tell the difference. In the meantime, enjoy. Take a little time to enjoy the view and pet a dog. Today on Port Charles, will DV fall into Scott and Lucy's trap?
Next on the news channel, a convicted sex offender is in court again after a Raleigh boy says this man attacked him. We'll have a live report.
And I'm meteorologist Chris Holman. Bright sun, but breezy conditions and cool temperatures. I'll have your chilly hometown forecast.
A Carolina Panthers player is arrested for shooting his pregnant girlfriend. We'll have the very latest in a live report from Charlotte.
And in today's health news, the best home remedies for you from a Triangle expert.
Stay with us. The news begins now.
You're watching the team with experience that's working for you. John Clark, Michelle Madrid, and meteorologist Chris Holman. This is News Channel 11 ABC.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm John Clark.
And I'm Michelle Madrid. Thanks for joining us. At the Wake County Courthouse, a convicted sex offender returns to face more charges of assault. James Leo Russell was found guilty of molesting children in Durham stores last year. Today, he faces charges of assaulting a Wake County boy. News Channel 11's Ed Crump is live now in Raleigh with the very latest. Ed?
Michelle, about a year ago, this case started getting a lot of publicity, mainly because Russell had skipped bond on the two cases in Durham in which he lured little girls away from their families in either a small retail store or in a home improvement store in one case. He fled after he got out on bond, went to California. He was the subject of a national manhunt and national media attention. He turned himself in, and when he came back, a little boy here in Wake County happened to look at the newspaper at his parents' home one day and said, "Mommy, that's the man who stole me." Therein developed another case, the case of a child here in Wake County who was allegedly assaulted and had improper advances by a man in a local Walmart store. That little boy and his family are here now as James Leo Russell is in the process, as we speak, of pleading guilty. Michelle, it's a sentence that will now put him behind bars for another 20 years, right at a time when he was due for parole on the other two cases. So certainly the parents of victims in these cases will be relieved to hear that he is getting more time. This is a very hot case and a very hot story, and we're on it and need to get back up there now.
All right, Ed, we know you do. And, of course, you'll have more on this story beginning
Later.
at 5 o'clock this evening. Ed Crump live in Raleigh. Ed, we thank you for that. Jurors in the Abner Nicholson sentencing hearing are discovering more this noon about the man's mental state when he killed two people. Nicholson could face the death penalty for shooting his wife and the Sharpsburg police chief. A forensic psychologist classifies the 34-year-old as being mildly retarded, but a state psychiatrist says the man is not crazy, though his IQ level is low. Jurors could start deciding Nicholson's fate as early as tonight.
Edgecombe County investigators say a robbery turned to murder in Rocky Mount last night. Police say 22-year-old Winchell Grayson Harris was shot to death when two men broke into his home on Long Avenue. The suspects, 25-year-old Ricky Andrews and 21-year-old Lynn Dowdy, were arrested late last night and charged with murder. A shocking story out of Charlotte this noon. Police have arrested Ray Caruth of the Carolina Panthers for allegedly shooting his pregnant girlfriend multiple times. News Channel 11's Melody Holt has the very latest from Charlotte.
Charlotte-Mecklenburg police have made it very clear that they want to talk to a number of people in connection to the shooting of Sharika Adams, and one of those people is Carolina Panther Ray Caruth.
Right now, police aren't naming any suspects in the shooting of 24-year-old Sharika Adams and her unborn child, but they say they do want to talk with a man they say has a relationship with her, Carolina Panther Ray Caruth. Police have not arrested or charged Caruth in connection with this case. We're told he hasn't been to the police station today, but a vehicle leased by Caruth has.
We don't identify or talk about suspects. Mr. Caruth may have some information that will help us close this case out. We do want to talk to Mr. Caruth for those reasons, but we do not identify suspects.
According to the police report, Adams was shot several times in her vehicle traveling in southeast Charlotte. She was able to dial 911 on her phone to call for help. The offender on this report is listed as a friend or acquaintance, but police won't elaborate any further than that.
We can't go into that right now. It's too early in this investigation to be able to try to answer that question.
Right now, we're not certain if we will see Caruth later this afternoon here at the police station, but of course, that looks like a very real possibility. Reporting from Charlotte-Mecklenburg's police headquarters, Melanie Holt, back to you.
All right, and again, Ray Caruth is wanted for questioning. He has not been charged. Also, the woman's baby has been delivered and is in good condition. Michelle?
John, thank you. The closest Raleigh mayor's race ever went to a recount, and it's finally official. Paul Coble is Raleigh's new mayor. The recount shows Coble winning over Stephanie Von Hool by 264 votes. That's up one vote. The board made its results official this morning.
A public hearing on a statewide ordinance is being held in Raleigh tonight.
At issue is whether landlords should be required to provide at least one heating source in a dwelling.
News Channel 11's John Sherman is live in Raleigh with the latest on this. John?
John, Raleigh is the only major city in North Carolina not requiring landlords to provide heat to renters. An existing law will change that by fall 2000, but tonight Raleigh City Council will consider an even stricter measure.
City Councilor Julie Shea Graw wants all renters in Raleigh to have ample, safe heat.
Ask any firefighter, and they will tell you that one life lost because of inadequate, poor, unsafe heating units is too many.
But Seth Gaskill, representing property managers with the Raleigh Board of Realtors, says, quote, in most low-rent houses, they like to sleep under big, heavy blankets, and they don't want to run their heat, end quote. But we found it depends on who they are. Myrtle Richardson uses this decades-old heater to warm one of her 3 rooms She says it's enough for her.
Do you get cold at night?
No, sir, I don't get too cold at night because I have enough cover to keep me warm.
But for George Harris, big, heavy blankets aren't nearly enough.
You hold when you have to, but, you know, if you got heat, hope out better, you know.
He uses this illegal kerosene heater. He's got grandkids staying over, lots of rooms, and no real choice.
And when it gets real cold, it's kind of rough, you know, because that heater, it only warms a certain amount.
There are 1,200 homes in Raleigh out in the cold like George Harris's. Reporting live in Raleigh, John Sherman, News Channel 11, ABC.
Thanks, John. Still ahead on your news at noon.
The investigation into the crash of Egypt Air Flight 990 goes a step forward. We'll have details in national news.
I'm Anthony Wilson in Winston-Salem, where Baptists from across the state are contemplating an unusual leadership proposal. I have a live report coming up.
And I'm meteorologist Chris Holman. Clear skies, cool temperatures. It's windy outside, too. When do we start to warm up? I'll have your hometown forecast in just a few minutes.
No pesticides touched your organic lettuce. It wasn't bioengineered or sprayed with chemicals, but it could still hide a dirty little secret. Steve Daniels exposes the dangers of organic food. Tonight at 11 on News Channel 11 ABC.
You might have heard a lot about Xenical.
There's a unique weapon in the Battle of the Bulge. It's called Xenical.
Our top story, Xenical. Is it everything you've hoped for?
Want to know the facts? Xenical is a prescription fat blocker, not an appetite suppressant, which means it blocks about 1/3 of the fat in the food you eat from ever being digested. No, you can't eat whatever you want, but with Xenical and a reduced calorie diet, you can lose weight. And that's a fact. So if you're at least 30 pounds overweight, depending on height, ask your doctor for more information. Or call 888-619-7489 to get more information about losing weight with Xenical.
Since Xenical blocks about 1/3 of the fat in the food you eat, you may experience gas with oily discharge, increased bowel movements, an urgent need to have them, and an inability to control them, particularly after meals containing more fat than recommended. Xenical shouldn't be taken if you are pregnant, nursing, have food absorption problems, reduce bile flow, or taking cyclosporin. Xenical reduces the absorption of some vitamins. Therefore, a daily multivitamin is recommended.
Reason number 2 to shop CarMax, no pricing games. You know why most car dealers won't give you a straight answer about price? They can't. If they squeeze a little on the price, they inflate your financing. Or they fool around with your trading. No matter where they squeeze, they always end up with the same bottom line. At CarMax, you get our lowest price without the games. So you can focus on what's important, like finding the car you want at an incredibly low price. Discover the CarMax difference today.
The Ice Divas. Coming live to Raleigh. Champions on Ice. The leading ladies of figure skating appearing together for the first time ever. Dorothy Hamill, Oksana Bayul, Katarina Witt, Nancy Kerrigan. The FTD Winter Tour of Champions on Ice. Simply the best. Coming live to the Entertainment Sports Center. Tickets on sale now. Don't miss it.
The FBI confirmed today that it will take over the investigation of Egypt Air Flight 990. This comes after reports that on the plane's cockpit voice recorder, someone is heard saying a prayer before the autopilot disengages and the airliner starts to plunge. Authorities say that may suggest a crew member deliberately brought the jetliner down.
In Illinois, Jesse Jackson says he's giving the Decatur School Board one more chance to reinstate 6 students. They were expelled for a year for fighting at a football game. You see the video from that game here. Jackson wants them reinstated in January. Right now, Jackson is meeting with school officials, and he promises if today's meeting does not resolve anything, he will cross police lines. North Carolina Baptists will cast a critical vote today.
One that may decide the future of the Baptist State Convention. News Channel 11's Anthony Wilson is live in Winston-Salem with the latest. Anthony?
John and Michelle, there are 2,600 Baptists here from across the state to talk about the church's business. Now, they will have a presentation and discussion of a shared leadership proposal shortly after 3 o'clock this afternoon. Now, if approved, the shared leadership concept will mark a truce between the moderate and conservative Baptists who have clashed over theological differences for the past 20 years. This idea will take a 2/3 yes vote to pass, and neither conservative nor moderate share a clear majority so far. One pastor believes the current structure is working well.
Some pastors have sent out letters describing
trying to give a heads up, and both sides, the good, the bad. But most people are unchanged. I think they're just content with the way it is.
Well, if this idea is passed, it will go into effect within 6 years, and the moderate and conservative people will run against each other for leadership. The loser will be a president-elect, and the two leaders will alternate leadership in alternating years. We'll let you know how the vote turns out, and more details on this idea will be coming up during our later newscast. Right now, we are live in Winston-Salem. Anthony Wilson, News Channel 11 ABC.
All right, Anthony, thanks for that.
Well, we are in the middle of a cool snap.
Meteorologist Chris Holman will tell us how long it will last, coming up in his complete hometown forecast.
Plus, home remedies. Many of us know about them. Doctors are now using some themselves. We'll tell you which remedies work in today's health news.
And later, a visit from Mr. Food.
Today, we're back at the National Beef Cook-Off in Omaha to see who'll win. I can hardly wait. Wait till we see.
Hey.
This is for those
ready to hit the road.
Hit the road. This is for a tough world.
This is for those looking for a solid experience.
This is excitement. Well built.
This is for right now.
Right now.
Hit the road for Pontiac driving excitement and lease a Grand Am SE for as low as $219 a month for 36 months. Call for important details.
This is for me.
For me. For me.
Hit the road for Pontiac driving excitement.
This is for me.
I'm attorney Thomas Henson. If you've been hurt in a car accident, call 1-800-4-LAW-MED. Henson and First. We're injury lawyers fighting for injured people.
Duke University Health System and News Channel 11 ABC present Vital Signs.
Watching our loved ones age is difficult, but what really frightens many of us about aging is the possibility of someone we love being stricken with Alzheimer's disease. Just how prevalent is Alzheimer's, and what are its symptoms?
Alzheimer's disease affects 1 out of 10 persons over the age of 65 and about half of those over the age of 80. It is not a normal part of aging, but it is a progressive disease of the brain. Symptoms include frequent loss of recent memory, difficulty with communicating and performing familiar tasks, personality changes, poor judgment, and inability to dress properly. While there's no one best test for Alzheimer's disease, we can diagnose it fairly accurately most of the time.
If someone you love has Alzheimer's, you owe it to them and to yourself to get all the help you can. For a Duke physician referral, call 416-DUKE or 403-4DRH for a Durham Regional Physician referral.
Topping health news, do home remedies really work? Triangle-based pharmacologist Joe Graydon says in some cases the answer is yes. He demonstrated a few today on ABC's Good Morning America.
Let's talk about arthritis. The first one is raisins and something potent.
Right. Gin. And not just any raisins, golden raisins. What you do is you put your raisins into a pan, you pour in the gin just to cover it, you let the gin evaporate. It takes about a week to 10 days. It'll never completely dry out. And then you eat 9 raisins a day, not 8, not 10, 9 raisins a day. And in about 6 weeks, arthritis pain seems to be relieved.
Asthma.
Right. Now, if you get stuck on an airplane at 35,000 feet without your asthma medicine, as one person did, you need some relief fast. And that's coffee, caffeine. It's comparable to a classic asthma drug called theophylline. That's why you need about 3 or 4 cups to do the job. Not instead of your asthma medicine, but in case you need a little turbo boost if you get caught in a problem.
But again, you're not saying stop your regular medication.
Absolutely
This is
not.
just in case you need something
Right.
else. Pepper, black pepper.
Black pepper for cuts and scratches. If you start to bleed, not a big cut, not something that gets you to the emergency room, but just a little cut that you want that blood to stop, just pour that black pepper right on the cut. It stops almost instantly.
Does it sting?
Does not hurt.
All right. Sauerkraut juice. I can smell it all the way over here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, canker sores can be incredibly painful. You know, those lesions in your mouth. And there aren't a lot of good ways to get rid of it, but people have told us, including doctors, that 1 tablespoon of sauerkraut juice swished around in your mouth, then you swallow it, and the canker sores go away very quickly. If you feel one coming on, again, go to the sauerkraut juice, and it's almost like magic.
Now, Joe and Terry Graydon have a new book out on the subject. For more information, you can visit their website at www.peoplespharmacy.com.
Well, food grown on organic farms is the newest health craze, but is it always safe to eat? Tonight in a special report, Dangers of Organic Food, Steve Daniels focuses on how organic food is treated and passed on to the consumer. That's tonight at 11 o'clock.
Chris Holman is here now. Some folks might have gotten a shock walking outside today.
Yeah, 33 this morning, and gusty winds now, so temperatures in the lower 50s feel like upper 30s and lower 40s with a little bit of a wind chill there. Going to slowly warm up as we head towards the end of the week, but not until then. Next couple of days are going to be a little cooler than normal. You'll especially notice it in the morning hours. Tomorrow will be well into the 20s. First our Doppler radar, checking out central and eastern North Carolina. Nothing out there, of course. Skies are clear. Tower cam views show that from atop the Sistel building. In Fayetteville, sunny skies, breezy conditions, and back here in the Triangle, not a cloud to be found. Very dry air working its way into the region. At Raleigh-Durham International Airport, 51 now. Now, winds northwest, but they're gusting up to 18 to 20 miles per hour. Barometer 29.84 inches. Humidity 35%. Dew point way down at 24. Your hometown weather from CP&L, 50 at Cary at the Chamber of Commerce now. It's also 50 in Raleigh, 51 Durham and Chapel Hill. Clayton Middle School's at 53. Got 51 at Pittsboro now, 54 degrees at Fayetteville. And down east, temperatures also in the low 50s. Those gusty north and northwest winds making it feel even cooler. Roxboro at 52 and 51 degrees at Warrenton. Elsewhere, temperatures mainly in the lower 50s across the region. 49, though, at Asheville. That's it. 46 at Roanoke. Wilmington, milder, a little bit anyway. 57 degrees. High yesterday, 63. This morning's low was 33. No rainfall, but still almost 11 inches above normal for the year. The average high is 63 now. The normal low is 40. Record high 82, and the record low a cold 17 back in 1967. 2 more weeks left in the hurricane season. Have a fairly potent hurricane in the Caribbean Sea. This is Lenny now moving pretty quickly eastward. Has a pretty well-defined center. It's now to the south and southeast of Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. Highest winds at 100. Lenny positioned here, 15.3 north, 69.8 west. Moving east pretty quickly at 16. Forecast to go a little more to the northeast and move near or slightly to the east of Puerto Rico, perhaps over the U.S. Virgin Islands. So hurricane warnings in effect there. Of course, it will have no impact on the U.S. as it continues to make that eastward progress. You see on satellite pictures here, clear skies all across the eastern U.S., except up across Pennsylvania, parts of New York and New England. Cold air moving across the Great Lakes, and there have been some snow showers out across parts of the Great Lakes. But elsewhere, just sunny skies and cool temperatures, high pressure building in. Again, those snow showers to the northeast. But this time we'll stay in charge of our weather for a couple of days. That means rather cool afternoons. It won't be as windy tomorrow, but it will be cold tonight as this high drifts over us. Will drop into the mid to upper 20s tonight. And tomorrow will still be rather chilly as the high sits right on top of us. We'll see readings mainly in the 50s. And then, as it begins to move a little further eastward, some of this really warm air across the plain states will be coming our way, and we'll see readings back up into the 60s as we head into the latter part of the week. Today, though, across the region, temperatures across the U.S. will be warm out west. Talk about that air coming our way. 75 in Denver today with plenty of sun. Only 48 in Chicago, 61 degrees in Atlanta, and 81 in Dallas. Won't get that warm, but some of that will be heading towards us as we head towards the end of the week. Sunny, breezy, and cool this afternoon. High 56, clear and cold tonight, down to 27 with diminishing winds. And then tomorrow, mostly sunny. Nice day, won't be as breezy, and 55 is not that much below normal for this time of the year. As we head into the rest of the week, 27 again tonight, and 28 tomorrow night. Back up to 61, though, by Thursday, and low to mid-60s Friday and Saturday, which is just about normal. There may be a sprinkle or two Friday night, early Saturday, but no big deal. Still looks pretty dry.
Not bad.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, thanks a lot.
You bet.
Well, yesterday, Mr. Food shows us the pressure involved with entering the world-famous beef cook-off. Today, he gives us a recipe from the beef cook-off that will take the pressure off when it comes to planning tonight's dinner.
We're back again today at the National Beef Cook-Off to find the winning beef recipe. And what a tough decision, because, you know, all of them were standouts to start with, okay? let's take a peek at the Gala Awards ceremony as the excitement's really building up because they're about to announce the winner. Here we go. The winner of the $10,000 for the best ground beef recipe goes to Jason Bollinger for his novel way of making Caesar salad beef burgers. I mean, he found a way to roll two of his favorites into one. And now for the $10,000 prepared beef category. Oh, it's Gloria Bradley, whose prepared roast beef with a fruit salsa whips up in no time. It's a super gourmet tasting, but really no fuss at all company fancy dish. And now the biggest award of the night. An additional $30,000 for the best of beef. Oh boy, it's Gloria's roast beef. I mean, doesn't she ever look surprised and happy? Well, I told you it was super. And if we want to serve up her prize-winning recipe to our gang that we can throw together with so few ingredients, just send a self-addressed stamped envelope marked Fiesta Roast Beef to me, Mr. Food. Send it back to the station, and we'll get it back to you for the prize winner that'll earn us loads of applause, too. Yeah, it's no contest at all. We're the winners when we serve up all of the beefy. Ooh, it's so good.
All right, sounds
Looks good.
Spin City spins some millionaires tonight.
That's right. Tonight on Spin City, Paul wants to become a millionaire, and who doesn't? We'll have a preview when your News at Noon continues.
Hometown Weather is brought to you by CP&L, an industry leader in storm preparedness and response.
In the theater, someone's cell phone rings. News Channel 11 asks, should they turn it off, let it ring, or answer the call? What would you do? Francis Scott looks into wireless manners. Tonight at 6 on News Channel 11 ABC.
Wellness of the body.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina realizes that health care
Wellness of the spirit.
is about more than just your physical health. It's about your total well-being.
Wellness of the soul.
Introducing AltMed Blue. Up to 25% discounts on a wide variety of alternative medicine services. Ask your employer, health insurance agent, or visit our website. AltMed Blue. Up to 25% discounts, but only if you've got this. The first of many innovations from Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina.
This is great! At midnight, we'll eat our way into the new millennium with this Gigundo party sub from Subway.
Eat your way into the new millennium with delicious 6-foot party subs and party platters from Subway.
Oh well, tis always the next millennium.
Take advantage of the Hurricanes half-price ticket offer today. Just buy one ticket at full price and get the second at half price. It's that easy.
Subway, the way a sandwich should be.
Many women don't do anything about the risk of osteoporosis until menopause. But if you've turned 40, you're already losing bone mass. I'm past 40 now, but I don't worry. Because I take Oscal every day. I call it my osteoporosis insurance. Only Oscal has been proven effective in more clinical studies and comes from a natural calcium source and has been recommended by more doctors than Caltrate and Citracal combined. Don't wait until menopause. If you're over 40, don't take chances. Take Oscal.
Beginning today at 5 on News Channel 11.
Why wouldn't a top student get into the college of his or her choice? Are we rewarding the wrong children?
Then at 5:30.
How do you know the charter bus you're riding is safe? We'll give you the information you need to know.
And at 6.
Don't you just hate these things, the way they're always interrupting everything? Cell phone etiquette coming up.
More local news beginning at 5 on News Channel 11 ABC. Today's stock market report is brought to you by Carlisle & Company.
Before we leave you, we want to clarify one of today's big stories. The Associated Press says Carolina Panthers wide receiver Ray Caruth was being questioned by police about the shooting of his pregnant girlfriend. 24-year-old Sharika Adams of Charlotte is hospitalized in critical condition. The AP report says police say they want to talk to Caruth because they believe he has information about the crime.
Autumn Jackson, the woman accused of trying to extort money from entertainer Bill Cosby, is facing jail time again. A federal appeals court, which overturned the original conviction of Autumn Jackson, has reversed itself, finding she was properly convicted. The ruling means Jackson may have to serve another 7 months in jail. She's already served part of a 2-year-plus prison term. Her attorney plans to appeal this latest ruling. Well, tonight on Spin City, you can bet on a couple of interesting spins.
Along with the typical antics the Spin City mayor and his department get involved with, co-star Richard Kind ends up on a fictitious episode of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
You know, I understand you work for the mayor. Is he doing all right in that well?
Yeah. He's fine. Are we going to play the game or are we going to talk about work?
Anxious to play, huh?
Yes.
All right, let's get started. You're 15 questions away from winning $1 million. You've got all your 3 lifelines left, 50-50. Ask the audience, phone a friend. So if you're ready, Paul, let's play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
All right, Regis Philbin, of course, will guest star as himself. Watch Spin City tonight at 8 o'clock, followed by a real episode of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire at 8:30, right here on News Channel 11 ABC.
Love it.
It's going to be funny. The news continues this evening.
Here's a look at one of the stories we'll have for you at 5 o'clock. Children are taught to aim high and strive to be the best. But while they may earn the highest grades, some college admission policies are canceling their opportunities. Is this fair, and what message does this send to high achievers? Find out in my special report, Strivers, tonight at 5 o'clock.
All right, a final word from Chris Homan before we go.
Okay, it's going to be a sunny day, a breezy one, though, and cool. 56 may be pushing it for an afternoon high, but it'll be in the 50s. Then 27 tonight, clear, and tomorrow lots of sun, mid-50s again, but not as windy. And then we start a slow warming trend. Thursday, 61, and back up into the low and mid-60s by Friday and Saturday. None of that 80-degree warmth. You know, Dallas has been above 80 11 times this month. If they do it today, it'll be 11. That'll be a record for the month of November. Nothing like that for us.
They can have it.
Yeah, we had that on Sunday. That was a bit much.
Getting back to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, you know when you're watching and you give the answer and Regis looks at the contestant and says, is that your final answer? I think if it was me, I might go, I don't know. That makes me nervous.
Sure really is a phenomenon.
Regis, is that my final answer? I can't wait to see Spin City tonight. That should be a lot of fun. And it is a great show, both of them. Well, that's our report for News Channel 11 at noon, and that is our final answer. Our next news is at 5 o'clock, our When News Happens.
For Michelle Madrid, Chris Homan, and the entire News Channel 11 team, I'm John Clark. Thanks for watching. Make it a great afternoon.
Tomorrow on Good Morning Carolina, exercise and pregnancy. We'll show you how they go together. Plus, we'll have a look at live skies and traffic tomorrow at 5 a.m. on News Channel 11.
Too busy to cook? Then try my Purdue shortcuts. Purdue chicken, seasoned and carved, for all kinds of great meals.
You might have heard a lot about Zenical.
There's a unique weapon in the Battle of the Bulge. It's called Zenical. Our top story, Zenical. Is it everything you've hoped for?
Want to know the facts? Zenical is a prescription fat blocker, not an appetite suppressant, which means it blocks about 1/3 of the fat in the food you eat from ever being digested. No, you can't eat whatever you want, but with Zenical and a reduced calorie diet, you can lose weight. And that's a fact. So if you're at least 30 pounds overweight, depending on height, ask your doctor for more information. Or call 888-619-7489 to get more information about losing weight with Zenical.
Since Zenical blocks about 1/3 of the fat in the food you eat, you may experience gas with oily discharge, increased bowel movements, an urgent need to have them, and an inability to control them, particularly after meals containing more fat than recommended. Zenical shouldn't be taken if you are pregnant, nursing, have food absorption problems, reduce bile flow, or taking cyclosporin. Zenical reduces the absorption of some vitamins. Therefore, a daily multivitamin is recommended.
Around here, it's common knowledge. To make cheese that tastes fresh, you gotta get to work extra early. That said, we're proud to bring you a brand new line of Borden Natural Chunk and Shredded Cheese. Freshness guaranteed by the Dairy Farmers of America and everyone who got to work extra early. New Borden Natural Chunk and Shredded Cheese. Borden brings the dairy home.
When we last saw them, they were raging. He'll break things, he'll punch things. This mother was terrified of her violent son.
I just got to stop this. He didn't go through 3 husbands. You brought that into his life. Don't you lay another hand on that boy in violence or anger.
What happened when they left this show? Don't you want to know? And just out of prison, a son faces the mother he hated.
I was scared to death to be in the house by myself with him.
Next, Oprah.
All new Oprah, Tuesday at 4 on News Channel 11.
Too busy to cook? Then pick up one of my Purdue rotisserie chickens, cooked fresh at your supermarket deli.
More local news with Francis Scott on News Channel 11 ABC.
With your crack team of experts and me standing by your side, you're walking out of Ferncliff a free woman.
You know what? I believe you. Ever since I saw Christina, I've had this wonderful feeling that everything is going to work out. How can I ever thank you for taking me to GH and letting me have a look at her?
Well, you could give me half your money. Oh, wait, you've already done that, haven't you? Well, in that case... Oops. Caught in the act.
Why is it, Dr. Ramsey, you don't seem to feel the rules around here apply to you?
Well, technically, I wasn't breaking any rules. I mean, we were kissing, but really kissing? No, it's just a goodbye kind of thing. That's okay, isn't it?
I'm not interested in discussing what is or isn't appropriate physical contact.
Good, I'm sure not.
We have a much bigger issue here.
We do. Well, let's straighten it out.
I intend to. I want you to leave.
You're kicking me out?
That's right.
Why? He's my husband. He's allowed to visit me.
Not anymore. I'm sorry, Julie, but Chris has been barred from Ferncliff.
You know what? You didn't have to come back and help me.
You were taking too long.
Well, I wanted to make sure that prim, proper Judy and that Lyle Collin and that other goon were tied up correctly.
Yeah, well, hey, where did you learn to tie those sailor knots anyways?
Well, they're not sailor knots, they're hog tie knots. It started with Aunt Charlene. Just tell me, where is DV's computer room?
Well, first you gotta push the button under the right sphinx there.
Where? I want to push it.
Slide it.
Oh. Holy Batcave. So this is where DV did all his dirty work, huh?
Yeah, well, not anymore.
Hello?
Yeah, Victor, it's me. Any luck in finding out why they stopped uploading the virus?
Not yet. Are you in?
I'm in like Flint.
Bravo! Put the disc in.
Lucy, give me the disc. Disc could have melted in there. All right. Victor, nothing's happening here. Monitor's on, but I'm gonna have to reboot this thing. Wait a minute. Damn it.
Scott, what happened?
Computer won't start. Victor, what am I looking for?
There should be some greenish fiberglass chips. Wait, right there, right there, right there, there.
Okay, got him.
Are any of them loose?
No, they don't appear to be loose.
Check the cables again. Make sure the connection from the computer to the monitor is secure. Okay, I can't hear. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do to help?
Lucy, why don't you go out and check on the goons?
All right already, Mr. Bossy.
Victor, I'm not seeing anything here.
Well, maybe there's a problem in the mainframe.
Well, then how do we handle that?
You don't. The mainframe is somewhere else. If that's what's going on, we're out of luck.
No, Victor, I didn't come this far. I'm not turning around coming home until I...
Why don't you try tripping the starter switch manually?
Victor, it's working. It's fixed.
Congratulate! What did you do?
I had a little help from Emma Peel.
Sounds good enough to me. Let's do it.
All right. Now what do we do?
Click the icon on your desktop to start it.
Skeleton Head, Victor Cammy Collins' Revenge. That's funny, Victor.
Double-click it. What's happening?
I just see all that math gibberish.
Great! They weren't able to block the virus because we're already inside the system.
So now what do we do?
We wait a minute.
You're blowing this way out of proportion. I mean, I saw your sign, limited physical contact, no serious kissing. Come on, we're newlyweds. Hey, you're a guy, you know what it's like.
Not when it involves one of my charges breaking the rules.
It was a kiss. I mean, this is ridiculous. He can't be serious.
Chris, maybe you should leave and let me handle this.
Why? Why should Chris go?
Mr. Monroe, do you mind if I have a moment alone, please, with my patient and her husband?
5 minutes. Then Dr. Ramsey had better be gone.
This is absurd. One little kiss and they won't let me see my wife?
No, it was a lot more than that, Chris. Someone saw the two of you at General Hospital in the Ferncliff security van, and they called the director.
Well, who the hell would do that?
I have no idea, but they talked to the driver, and he admitted that the whole flat tire story was bogus, that you paid him just to go along with it.
Chris took me to see Christina to cheer me up before the arraignment. Don't let them punish him for that. Tell them that it was my idea.
Oh, and Julie, what do you think that would do to your chances of ever getting out of Ferncliff? We can't even hint that you had anything to do with this.
Rachel's right. It was my idea. But can they really keep a married couple from seeing each other?
As long as Julie is a ward of the state, yes, they can restrict her visitors.
Oh, this is insane.
Appropriate for this place.
Look, I tried with Mr. Monroe, but he was adamant. I warned you that this little trip with Julie would be risky.
Yeah, you did, didn't you? You know, there's something I don't understand. When we were in the van at General Hospital, we never got out. And there was nothing suspicious about us being there.
Well, obviously it was to whomever made the call.
How long will they keep Chris away from me?
I don't know, Julie. But it could be a while.
They can't do this. Not now. With the trial coming up, I need Chris with me more than ever.
I'll do everything I can to change the director's mind, but it might take a while. Look, I know you were only trying to help Julie when you took her to see Christina. I just wish that you had spoken to me about it first.
Maybe I should have.
You better get going.
Could I have a minute alone with Julie before I leave?
Yeah. Sure, just make it quick.
What are you doing back here?
I just got a call from the top. Someone is attempting to upload the computer virus again.
The firewall will stop it.
Against outside access, someone on the inside using our own computers this time.
Well, whose are they using?
Yours? Who could have access to your office?
I know. I just hope we can stop him in time.
How does the almond get into Hershey's Kisses with almonds? Little Hershey's Kisses with almonds. Big chocolate taste.
In this millennium and a maze, housing will be redefined. The familiar will take on a different slant. In this millennium, nothing will be the same. Monopoly Millennium, 2,000 years in the making.
Dr. Scholl's next stop, San Francisco.
Let's talk about feet. I do have corns. I've tried Band-Aids. They don't get rid of the corn. This is Dr. Scholl's Cushion Gel Corn Removers. The Cushion Gel relieves the pain.
The medicated disc removes the corn.
It just feels so much better.
My work here is done.
Tonight, like never before, you can relax and not worry if your dentures are clean. Because you started the day with new Fix-It and Cleanser with ProGuard. This unique tablet and denture bath system not only gets dentures 4 times cleaner, it creates the ProGuard barrier,